All right, so we are here in New Mexico. We just got here after a 8.5 hour drive. Actually, it's probably pushing more like 9 hours. Not even including the time that we lost of 1 hour because we went from Pacific time to now in Mountain time. So we actually lost an hour. So really, it all took about 10 hours. But anyway, we are here. We just found this camping spot right off the side of the road. You could probably hear it in the background. We got a nice river going right down behind us. And we are here because we're summiting the high point of New Mexico tomorrow called Wheeler Peak. We're also going to be hitting 3 other peaks on the same trip. It's actually on the same ridgeline as Wheeler Peak. I'll talk more about that tomorrow before we start the hike, of which peaks we're going to actually end up hitting. But yeah, after that long drive, it's time to get some food and probably some sleep because we're going to be up early. And once we're done with the hike tomorrow, we're going to crash again, hopefully in the same spot if we can still get it, and spend another night before we drive back home on Sunday. Right now, this is Friday, September 30th, 2022, and this is a hike that I've been putting off for a few years now, just because of the distance it takes to get out here. It's really not easy. There's a lot of little towns and stuff that you have to go through, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. So, but we're here now, and it seems as though we're right here at the last window of the season, because I think this area is actually expecting snow on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So this is probably the last opportunity of the season, and we are here, and then the weather looks perfect for tomorrow. So glad we're here, glad you can join us, and we'll see you in the morning. We're here at the Taos Ski Resort here in New Mexico, about to do Wheeler Peak. As you can see behind me, you can see the lifts and the deer just walking around like it's nothing. Yeah, so today's hike, we're going to go do the highest peak in New Mexico. We're going to end up making it into a loop hike, hopefully. And we're going to end up in total getting 4 peaks today. We'll name those peaks as we go. I have to look on the map exactly which ones go in what order. But it is a loop, and we're in the lower parking lot of the ski resort. So we're going to start from here and make our way up there and around and up to Wheeler Peak first. And then we're going to loop around and come back down the road that's right behind us to make the complete loop. It's a beautiful morning right now. It's absolutely clear. Again, not a cloud in the sky. And as a matter of fact, if you look up here, you can kind of see, I believe, where the peak is right up there. Oh, you can't even see my fingers. There, right there. So it's total, I think it's about 13.9 miles. So just under 14 miles for the complete loop. And look at the trees that they're already turning. So it should be a beautiful hike today. And hopefully it's going to go all very smoothly. So we made it finally up to the upper parking lot. That fire road from the lower parking lot to this upper parking lot, it's pretty grueling. It was, I think it was close to about 800 feet and climbing in like 2 miles, or just under 2 miles. But we finally made it up here. It's a very small parking lot, but we're about now to go on the Williams Lake Trail, which is really where the hike really starts, thank God. And should be beautiful from this point on. And thankfully, if all goes well, we don't have to go back down that fire road because we'll be doing a loop from the ridge above. So here we go on the Williams Lake Trail on our way up to Wheeler Peak. As you saw, we just passed the option to go to Williams Lake, or to go, continue up the trail towards the summit. We kind of peeked over, see if we could see the lake from the sign, but we couldn't. So we decided to keep moving on. We just went over 11,000 feet, and it's going a little slow. It's a high elevation hike, so these things usually generally go pretty slow. We have all day. We're just taking our time and enjoying it. But overall, it's not too bad. The trail's pretty nice, pretty rocky, and but pretty easy going. I don't think it's gonna be long from here that we're gonna be above the tree line, so looking forward to that. And realistically, we're only less than a mile as the crow flies from where we are to the summit, so it's really not a long trail. We're just gonna hit a bunch of switchbacks, which it will make it a little bit longer, to get up there, but overall it should be pretty easy. We're finally here above the tree line, and take a look at this. Remember earlier I said that we weren't able to see Williams Lake from that junction because it was a little bit further in, but we can see it now nicely as we're just right above it. My goodness, look at these views out here. This is our first time here in New Mexico, and I gotta tell you, it's, as far as the mountains out here, it is amazing. It is so beautiful out here. This is beyond expectations what I thought the mountains of New Mexico were. And it's like everywhere you look, there's peaks. And yeah, it's pretty amazing out here so far. We are just below the summit. It's probably under a half mile as the crow flies, but we got all these switchbacks to deal with. Maybe about 3 or 4 more before I think there's like 10 or 11 just real tight ones. So and that'll bring us up to the top of the ridge, and then we'll just walk right up to Wheeler Peak. We finally made it to the top of the ridge. That's a tough climb down from the bottom up to this ridge line, which is actually just goes right up to the summit. The summit's only about 100 and some change more. We can see people around the top. So right now we're sitting at 13,050 feet, pretty much right on the button. And we're just admiring the views, taking a quick break, and got some people coming down here where we're going to be heading after we hit the summit. So we're going to have a quick chat with them and get some information on what that ridge line is going to be like. Once we summit, we're going to head on over there. So we'll see what they say, and we'll decide what we're going to do from there. We made it to Wheeler Peak, the top of New Mexico. It's 13,166 feet. And we actually, for the time being, we actually had the summit all to ourselves. There was some people when we first got up here, but they all left. And I see right down there's some people coming up, about 4 of them. So, but right at this second, the peak is ours. This is amazing up here. The opening where they keep the register is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's like a pipe where you screw on the end and unscrew it to get out the register and all that stuff. So everything that's in there is completely protected. And they have this wonderful sign of the information as, the information of the summit of the peak itself, a plaque. So it's that's pretty cool too. Those, I've been on other summits like that have a plaque, but they're very rare in between. So anyway, yeah, it's beautiful up here. It's actually calm. It was not calm on the way up, coming up the towards the ridge line. But surprisingly, right now it's actually really calm, and we do see some rain off in the distance there. And but I don't think it's going to be a problem because I'm not going to stay here too long. And we got the data that we wanted from those two people that came over the hump back there. And they told us that it's a great trail all the way back along the ridge. So we're able to head back that way and hit the peaks that we wanted to hit before. So from here, we're going to go back down off the summit and then go hit the next peak, which I believe it's Walter Mountain and or Mount Walter. I'm not sure. We can clear that up once we get over there. But it's pretty close. You can see it right here. So it's not too far away. And we're going to go back that. And then the one after that is Mount Frazer or Frazer Mountain. I'm not sure. It's one of the two. Again, we'll clear it up once we get over there. So, and so we're going to get a few more peaks once we get there. And we got a couple other happy people coming up. And yeah, it's exciting. It's top of New Mexico.
Come and fly away with me. 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 Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
All right, we made it to peak number 2, and it's called Mount Walter. And here's the sign for it. It's named after H.D. Walter. And this one's 13,141 feet, which is what? That's 25 feet lower than Wheeler Peak, right out here. It's just the neighboring peak of Wheeler Peak. And now we're going to continue on down this trail. And the next one on the list is Frazer Mountain. Right at the base of Frazer Mountain. We had to keep going down right on this side. We're way up here, and we ended up going all the way down to the water actually. So now we're hiking back out above the tree line. We were in these trees right here. So we were back in the wilderness for a moment. But now we're hiking back out, and now we're above the tree line, and we have to go over Frazer Mountain. We have no choice. So the only thing that's worrying us right now is that right there. Clouds are moving in, wind's picking up, so I'm going to try to get up and over this peak as quickly as possible. We just bumped into this wilderness sign. The trail itself never went up and over Frazer Mountain, but Frazer Mountain is right there. So what we're going to do is we drop our packs right here, and we're just going to go up and bag it. It's so close. We're already up here, so there's no need not to, other than those big dark clouds. kind of walking right into them. But we're gonna go up and do it real quickly, and then continue down this trail here on our way back and out of here. So up to Frazer real quick, back down, out of here. Frazer Mountain, but it's really windy and really cold right here. So we are not hanging out. Man, those clouds really coming in fast. So yes to Frazer Mountain, and yes to getting the hell out of here. So she's already gone. We're getting out. Here we go. We're getting out of here. Frazer Mountain done. We're off. All right. So I forgot to mention, as we're coming off the peak, that peak is 12,150 feet. So we did come down quite a bit, but we are definitely still above the tree line and just over 12,000 feet. So we're making our way off the peak and heading for the next mountain. Now, the next mountain is called Bull of the Woods Mountain. I think it's just as close off the trail as this is. And so we might actually hit that as well, but we'll see what the storm is doing or whatever, how we're feeling once we get there. So we'll see. As you just saw, we just passed by the sign for Bull of the Woods Mountain, which is up there. It's pretty short. It's actually like 0.16 to get up to the summit from where we just were. We decided we're going to skip it. Honestly, it doesn't look very attractive. Doesn't seem like a big deal. And we just want to start heading down. So we're done peak bagging for today, and we're gonna take this really steep, trail heading down, which is kind of basically shoot straight down to the parking lot where we started this morning. As one guy described it up there, that it's gonna drop like a bomb at this point. So here we go. We're going straight down because we're gonna have to make up. Well, we got to drop, I should say, about 2,500 feet here. So it better drop pretty quick. made it back to the Jeep, back to the parking lot, thank God. What an awesome hike. It went so well. We ended up with 14.9 miles, just like as advertised, and 4,439 feet gain. So it was a pretty good day for hike and climb. We actually went way up there. You can see the whole ridge line that we did. So we ended up getting a total of 3 peaks out of it: the Wheeler Peak and Walter Mountain. What was it? Walter? Oh, Mount Walter, and then Frazer Mountain. So that's a pretty good day. I'm very happy with that. We were supposed to stay in the car like we did last night, but we're heading to a hotel tonight to treat ourselves after such a great hike. So, and after that, a long drive home. So that's it for now. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next one.